Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It's an exciting one because I did place an order for the Lunar Beauty times Lunary Los Angeles Full Fantasy collection. I didn't get the whole collection, but I did get the eyeshadow palette, I got the bag, I got a lipstick, and I thought that I would try it out for you today. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup, so if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K-Bella fam, but why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. So Laura Lee and Manny MUA are besties here in the beauty space. They both have their own companies. Laura Lee has Laura Lee Los Angeles. Manny has Lunar Beauty. I have not tried anything from Laura Lee Los Angeles, but I've definitely had my eye on it. I know her aesthetic is more of like very nude, neutral vibes. And then I have purchased a few things from Manny's brand Lunar Beauty. They tend to have a little bit more color, but his nude Prism palette is chef's kiss. It's the eyeshadow palette that I wore for my 10-year wedding anniversary. So when I saw that they were collaborating with the Full Fantasy collab, I knew that I wanted to try it out. I wanted to try out a few things. First, I did pick up this bag, and I have to say, I love a good makeup bag, and I'm super excited that I was able to get this bag without the brushes. So there's a full collection. I'll have information down below and a link down below. The full collection I think is like $130, $145, something like that. For everything that you're getting, I feel like it is a good deal, but typically when you see makeup bags like this that come with brushes, you have to kind of get it all in one piece, and I have tons of brushes right now. There's always room for more, but I didn't really want the brushes at the moment, so I was able to get the makeup bag. I was very, very excited though about this palette here. This is the Full Fantasy palette. Let me pull out the little plastic piece. I always save these. This is what the palette looks like here, and I mean, this is a neutral lover's dream. This is definitely my color story. It is different from the Nude Prism palette from Lunar Beauty. There are some shades, like looking at Girlies and Mora, I see like the style of shimmers that Manny has in the Nude Prism palette where it looks like there are little specks, Virgo as well. Then you have some that are more of like a sheen with Social and Sunny, Fool's Gold, Peak and Pit, Your Fave. The Full Fam looks like more of the Lunar Beauty formula. So I'm really excited. This is a color story that I am excited about. I think we're just gonna do either one look or two looks today. I haven't decided which, but it's going to be a first impression. I'm going to create a look or two looks, but I do want to come back and do more looks with this palette because I have a lot of inspiration going on in my head. Also, I did pick up one lipstick. So this one is Lanny, and then there's Mora. Mora is the one that Laura created, and it's more of like a peachy coral vibe. This one is Lanny. It's more of the cool toned pink. This one is more my style. So I am going to go ahead and zoom you in. We're going to put the lipstick on, and we are going to play. Okay, we are up close and personal. On the cheeks, I do have Moon Prism blush from Lunar Beauty. When the Nude Prism came out, I passed on the cheek palette, and then I was kind of going back and forth. I wanted to try out their blushes. My friend Emily from Emily's Makeup Bag had this palette, and she was like, I am willing to send it to you if you're interested. She didn't use it, so I was like, yes, go ahead and send it over. I didn't get the Nude Prism, and this is the reason why I didn't get the Full Fantasy either. Now, I know the Full Fantasy comes with 2 highlighters, and so I was very, very tempted, but I feel like I maybe would have only used like 2 of the blushes. I don't know about the highlighters, so I decided to pass, but I do have Spacey on like the majority of my cheeks, and then what I did was I took this one right here in Pink Moon and kind of put it on the apples of my cheeks. The rest of the information will be listed down below. But I am going to go in with my Lunar Beauty lip pencil in Milk Tea. This was Manny's suggestion for what to use with his Lanny shade. So here is Milk Tea with nothing else on my lips. And then the cool thing about this packaging, so there is a button at the top that you press, and then the lipstick comes out like so. This did give me like Rare Beauty vibes with the Rare Beauty lipstick. However, the Rare Beauty lipstick, you press the button on the bottom, and mine, every time I go to like get my Rare Beauty lipstick from my lipstick holder, it's always like already out and I haven't pressed the button. So I like that this is a button on the top. This is the shade Lanny. I definitely think it's gonna be right up my alley. Creamy. There is no strong scent. Maybe like a little bit of an underlying vanilla scent, but no strong scent. But I love a color like this. I think it looks great with my fair skin tone. I think it pairs nice with milk tea. I do tend to go over my lip liner with my lipstick, but you could have stayed a little bit lower and you'd see the milk tea, or even go in with a little bit of a deeper if you want an ombre look. But now that we have the lipstick on, we are going to go in with this beautiful palette right here. There are so many looks I want to create. That's why I was like, do I do 2 today? I'm gonna look at it for a minute. I'm gonna prime my eyes. I think I'm gonna set with cloudy in like my crease and my brow bone and kind of decide what I want to do here. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, but I do think I want to go in with 2 looks. And I think I definitely want to play with this one, but I don't think I'm going to play with it today. I definitely want to play with these. I want to play with this one. But I think what I might try and do is do something with these. Oh, this one looks beautiful too. And then maybe something with this one. We're going to play around a bit, okay? We're going to play around a bit. So let me I have so many brushes in front of me here. What do I want to use? Okay, we're going to go in with my Sigma E40 Tapered Blending. And you know what? I'm going to start with Besties right here. And I'm actually going to put Besties on both sides. I will use Besties for both looks because it does look like a great transition shade. I know I was watching the Full Fantasy podcast on YouTube, and I know Laura was saying that Besties is like her everyday go-to. I do want to tell you right off the bat, this is very pigmented. I did try to turn my brightness down a bit because I feel like sometimes you can get like washed out with the color. But let me tell you, this Besties is super pigmented, very easy to blend, very easy. I'm also not getting a ton of kickback in the pan. I am getting a little bit, which I feel like is normal, but not an overwhelming amount, not like Anastasia Beverly Hills kickback in the pan. That I feel like you get a ton. After Besties, this is where we differ, and I'm going in with my BK Beauty 202 and my Sigma Switch to clean it off because I have been using this. Then what I think I want to go into is Not My Vibe right here, and we are going to take Not My Vibe, and I'm just gonna put it under that Besties shade. I have small hooded eyes, and so I like to kind of create an illusion of a crease here. I don't have a very prominent crease, so I want to create one, you know? Then I'm going in with my BK 207, and right underneath it, this one right here in What's Going On, we are going to take that and just stamp it in the outer corner of my eye to create a little bit of depth right here. Then I'm going in with a clean BK 203, and what I'm going to do is okay, let me do some swatches here. So we have Girlies, Fool's Gold, and Mora. Girlies, Fool's Gold, and Mora. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is take Fool's Gold and just kind of put it in like the center, and then take Girlies and put that on the inner part of my eye. Okay, so I took Fool's Gold on my 203. I'm going to spray it with Fix Plus, and I want to keep that on like the middle of my eye. I don't want to get too far into this deep shade. I want them to kind of blend together. I don't want it to go too far on the inner corner. I'm going to go in a little bit more with What's Going On because I don't want to lose that. I just don't have a ton of lid space to work with. This is my attempt at like using a few shades. Typically I would just go in with like one shade all over the lid. But I do want to try a couple. So I went in with the other side of that brush in Girlies. And we're gonna put that right here and blend it into Fool's Gold. Again, I don't have a ton of lid space to work with. Let me take a little bit on my pinky and see if I can make it a tiny bit more foiled. I just want to blend, blend, blend back and forth so that it's a little bit of an ombre. The Fool's Gold does not have quite as much like oomph as the Girlies. I feel like Girlies has a little bit more oomph, a little bit more sparkle and shine. I went back in with a little bit more Fool's Gold and I'm just kind of blending the two so that it gives me like ombre vibes. This is a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of Not My Vibe, put that on the lower lash line, and deepen out the outer corner with this part, with this shade right here in What's Going On, just the two that we used in the crease. I feel like that's not very exciting, but I did want to let you know what we had going on here. One thing I'm noticing is there's not a super light, bright inner corner pop for me, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take Girlies on my finger and pop that on the inner corner, but it is more of a gold, so I think what I'll do when I'm doing mascara and stuff is go into my ColourPop Flexitarian and pop that on the inner corner also. But now, what we are going to do is move on to the other eye. I'm looking for a certain brush here. Okay, so now we're going into this eye. Remember, we already did Besties. I'm gonna go in with this one right here in We're Back, and I'm taking my Singe EO2, and we're gonna do kind of the same thing where I just put this a little bit lower underneath the Besties. This Singe brush is my friend Angie and Yella Kanikvist, her brand. I love these brushes if you have small hooded eyes, because I often have issues trying to find brushes that are smaller and more detailed. And so that's one thing that I really love about the Singe brushes. This has no other product on it. It's just that same blender that we used for Besties. Just trying to make sure it's blended. Then what I'm gonna do is take my same BK Beauty 207, brush it off, and I want to go into this Lanny shade right here, this purplish shade. Now, a look that I think would be beautiful is using these and this gold, but that's not what we're gonna do today because I feel like I did a similar look not too long ago. I don't remember with what palette, but I had a similar look. So we're gonna take Lanny and pop this on the outer corner. Then I'm going in with my Singe Beauty EO4, and what I want to do is on one side, we're gonna take this shade right here in Social and kind of put it in like the middle section, and then we're gonna go in with Full Fam and put that on the inner corner to kind of create a similar like ombre look. I almost said halo eye, that's not it. So Social seems like more of a satin finish, not quite as glittery. I'm gonna put that on my brush and spray it, and put that right here in the center. This one I don't mind so much if it overlaps because it's the same tone as Lanny, just with a little bit of a sheen. There's no extra product on this brush, but I'm just gonna kind of blend the edges a bit in this crease. I don't mind if shimmer gets up into my crease because again, small hooded eyes, so like when I open them you can't really see much anyway. I did get a little bit of fallout over here that I'm noticing. Flipping it over, going into Full Fam. Looks like it's picking up on the brush. Spraying it with Fix Plus, and that's gonna go on the inner part. That's a pretty shade. It has more sparkle and shine. I think we're gonna get a better payoff with the finger. My stomach is growling over here. I was able to flick my fallout away. So that's nice. I didn't really see much on this side, but there we go. Okay, I'm going to go into, I'm just gonna take the same pencil brush, clean it off a bit. I have like 4 pencil brushes, but we'll just use the same one. And what I'm going to do is, I guess the same thing. I guess I'll take this shade right here and then that one in the outer corner. So first was We're Back, which looks like it's a little bit more of a cooler toned brown shade. I love that you have a mixture of cool tones and warm tones in here. You have some purple vibes, you have some gold vibes. This is, if you're a neutral lover but you want to dip into color, I feel like this is going to be a great palette for that. This is Lanny, and I definitely just poked my eyeball, so that's fun. We're just gonna put that right here in the outer corner. So then I'm gonna take my finger, the same Full Fam. Ooh, Full Fam looks kind of a little dark for the inner corner. What's your fave? Oh, your fave is pretty. What do I want to do? I wish I had like a light pinky shade to put on the inner corner. What would happen if I layered the two? A little bit of Full Fam, a little bit of your fave, blend it, rose gold vibe. That works, right? A little bit of your fave, Full Fam. Let me get a fluffy brush and blend the two together. That works, right? Does that work? It's not too dark for me? Okay, so here are the finished looks. I'm so excited about both of them. I'm so excited about this palette. I definitely want to use this shade. I want to use this shade. I want to use this shade. Like, I definitely want to play with this more. But you can see here we did like more of a purple vibe, and then on this side we did more of the neutral golds. So we will go ahead and zoom out, and I'm going to share my first impression with you. Okay, so first of all, the lipstick. I love this lipstick. It is definitely more of like a nude pink vibe, and I thought that it would be fun to swatch this shade against some of the other pink shades that I have in my collection. And I actually have a Band-Aid on my hand, so we're going to swatch on my wrist here. So on top is going to be this one right here that's on my lips in Lanny. And then, just for fun, I thought I would go into Icon from Lunar Beauty, which I just purchased, and I love to use it with milk tea, and we will go ahead and swatch this one also. Milk tea, not milk tea, Icon is definitely more of a matte, but it's giving me similar vibes, just more matte and maybe a little less pink, a little more on the neutral side. Maybe I should have swatched that in the middle. So I wanted to know if it was similar to my Tom Ford Blush Nude. So I'm actually going to put Blush Nude above it because those are the two that I thought would be similar, and it definitely is giving me similar vibes. Like, I don't know if you would say it's a full-on dupe, but it's giving me similar vibes to the Tom Ford. I also thought that it might be similar to the Natasha Denona My Dream. How can I do this so you can see? So this one, creamy here. I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. There we go. So this one is a little bit deeper. The Natasha Denona Natasha shade, you can see I have a type here, but it's a little bit deeper. What I'll do too is, I know I'm showing you the swatches far away, but then I will insert a clip of them a little bit closer so that you can see. But then I also was thinking MAC Blankety. MAC Blankety is right here. I definitely see similarities. This one right here is MAC Blankety. This one right here is the one that's on my lips. Definitely see similarities there, and MAC Blankety is a favorite. And then, I don't know how similar this one is going to be because this one's more nude, but it's Grace from BK Beauty. Yeah, this one is definitely more of a nude, but I mean, kind of close, right? These are all very similar in the fam, I would say. So I know that the Lunar Beauty, this is not Lunar Beauty, Lunar Beauty Laura Lee, I know that the Full Fantasy one is limited edition. It is the second one right here. When it's gone, it's gone. But if you're looking for some similarities, I would say Tom Ford Blush Nude, very expensive, is very similar. I would say MAC Blankety is very similar. And I would say Grace is very similar also from BK Beauty, just maybe a little bit more on the nude side, whereas this collab is a little bit more on the pink side. But love the lipstick. It's more of a satin finish. This is my kind of color story. I'm very, very excited, if you could not tell, about this eyeshadow palette. This color story is my type of color story. I thought the mattes were super blendable and creamy. I like that you have a different variation of shimmers. You have some that are a little bit more punchy, and then you have more of a satin finish. I'm definitely excited to play with this. First impression, I'm very, very excited to play with this. I thought that it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. The packaging is beautiful here. You have definitely very sturdy cardboard magnetic closure. I do think I want to do like at least 3 more looks, maybe 4 more looks. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know down below if you want to see more looks. Let me know what you think of these two, but I can see this as a staple for me. If you are a neutral lover, but you kind of want to dabble in color, I think that you would really appreciate this palette here. And I think it was a great merge between Laura Lee and her more neutral side, and then Manny, who likes to do more pops of color. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed before you go. That way I can see you in the next one. Bye.